And I'd like to talk about my journey with my best friend in high school, who was at the time finally realizing that he was indeed gay. And growing up in a very Southern Baptist family, it was a very hard time for him, and we made a journey together. I was the primary support line that he had in his own recognition and his own confidence to start coming out with his family. At the same time that he was coming out and wanted to come out with his family, my best friend, who was also my father, died. And so we were both in such a moment of crisis in our lives. And you know, as I was dealing with my father's death, and as he was dealing with his homosexuality and challenges with his family, there were so many moments that along that path that when I was just standing in the shower crying about my whole life, or crying about his whole life, and just internalizing the pain that we were feeling, I knew in my heart that I was going to have a moment in the future where I would look back on this pain and I would identify it but not feel it. That I would understand that it happened but not be tortured by it. And so part of, you know, our process, and I had to tell him this as well. I was like, Mark, I know for a fact that we are both going to get to a place that it's going to be where, you know, time and many other conversations and many other healing events will have occurred. I knew that we were going to look back and not feel the same way that we felt. For me, I went into a deep depression for about 5 years, and he had a roller coaster of going in with his, you know, going in and out of love with his family, and then their mistrust and doubt of whether or not they could love him. We went through a roller coaster, but my roller coaster finally snapped out 5 years later. I fought through it. I never took any antidepressants, and neither did he. And eventually it snapped to where I knew that I could be happy without feeling the pain of everything that I had to go through with that. And I knew that he would be happy. And he was happy and totally comfortable with his family. And they have grown to love and cherish every part of him, including his homosexuality. So I guess my message is, I think it is important if you're having hardships in your life, just the realization that time and time and distance can heal, and that one day when you grow up and you can look back, there's going to be a point in which you look back on saying, I felt terrible at that time, but I no longer do. And as you're working through these rough times, just know that in the future you're going to be looking back on it and not living it.